Celebrity Shorts.
Girl, why? In this day and age, you'd think white people would know better than to drop the N-word in public, but one Kendrick Lamar fan clearly didn't get the memo. The cringeworthy moment went down at Alabama's Hangout Festival on Sunday. K-Dot had invited a couple of fans to rap Mad City with him, one dude who messed up and another who totally killed it. A white female fan named Delaney then came up, but bombed pretty damn hard when she blurted out the N-word 3 times, on stage in front of 30,000 people. Lamar had to cut the music to ask her to bleep the word. She initially asked bro if she wasn't cool enough, but apologized and begged to stay after cluing into her slip-up. Despite the audience uproar, Delaney got a second chance, but not being allowed to say the N-word was apparently too much because she promptly screwed up the song and got booed off the stage anyway. Twitter was two minds about the slip, with one camp fully understanding the wrong and blurting out a racial slur. The others, though, just don't get it, saying it's in the lyrics. Obviously, Kendrick Lamar totally set up that poor white girl by writing the song. Just to clear up any confusion, here's why the N-word is off limits. Get off that stage.
Z and Z go to a gender-neutral, non-judgmental instructional center where every individual is unique and inoffensive. American universities are charting the path to a brave new world where no one will ever get their feelings hurt, be singled out, or feel original in any way. Let's start with names. This guy here was born John Smith, but he identifies as Moo, a male, lesbian, African-American platypus. What? Where's your compassion? The University of Tennessee Knoxville wants to help folks like Moo by demanding teachers use the name and pronouns students prefer. And as you can see, Z have made several gender-neutral pronouns. Z will replace the obnoxious he and she, while the offensive there will be replaced with sure or zr, or however you pronounce it. Wait, can we still say it? The genius behind Tennessee Knoxville's language guide is a gay rights university official with the offensively feminine name Donna Burkett. She, or Z, says it's not binding, but recommended. What pussies. Over at Washington State University, they're cracking down like they mean it. 2 Washington State professors are threatening to deduct points or even fail students for using offensive or hateful language. Words such as tranny or the man. Who decides what's verboten? The professors, of course. And there will be no homophobic, transphobic, xenophobic, classist, or generally offensive language they find offensive allowed. Hopefully it won't be long before all college students are freed from the oppressiveness of expression, debate, and thought. Yes! There is no E in team! But what do you think? Do these measures take things far enough? What other terms should be banned? Let us know what else offends you. And we apologize for using the word you.
This show wasn't for the dogs. Chaos erupted at a performance of Cats on Broadway after a canine audience member got triggered by one particularly feisty feline. Humans dressed as cats who sing and dance for 2 hours may be a hit for most people, but man's best friend apparently doesn't like it. At one recent performance, a service dog got away from its owner and sprinted toward the stage during the opening number. Sorry, Andrew Lloyd Webber. The animal was particularly unhappy with the show's flirtatious female bomballerina and caused a ruckus on stage when he began chasing after her. Fortunately, an usher managed to grab the dog before it caused any real trouble and returned it to its owner. But while the production company seemed to have laughed the encounter off, people online were genuinely pissed. Netizens think the service dog was fake, pointing out that a legit one wouldn't have acted that way. Then again, the pup could still be in training, and well, it probably failed.
Get off the stage! Boo! A Britney Spears concert in Vegas was interrupted unceremoniously after a crazy fan just had to have a share of the limelight. The pop princess was in the middle of a show at Planet Hollywood when a man jumped on stage, did a front flip, and then made his way to the center. Someone from backstage tried to drag Crazy Pants away, but he threw the guy off. He then had to deal with Brit's backup dancers, who quickly rushed to keep the psycho away from their queen. Said queen was ironically singing her hit song, Crazy, and was oblivious to the commotion until 2 security brawns approached to escort her off the stage. In one video, the pop star's knees can be seen buckling a bit as she asks if the fan has a gun. The stage-hogging idiot, meanwhile, was held down by the dancers until security cuffed him and took him away. Fans were less than thrilled about his antics and can be heard calling him a certain unsavory body part as he was let out.
Beyonce wanna take him?
Crazy fan was later identified as 37-year-old Jesse Webb, who claims he wasn't trying to attack Brit, he just really wanted to dance. An usher had allegedly stopped Webb from dancing in his seat, saying the only dancing taking place would be on stage. So yeah, probably not crazy, but definitely a jerk.
Scottish YouTuber fined for Nazi pug video. Scottish YouTuber Mark Meechan, aka Count Dankula, has been fined £800, around $1,100 for making a video he says was a joke. This all goes back to April 2016 when Meechan decided to prank his girlfriend Sue. The Scots comic trained his girlfriend's pug Buddha to Nazi salute to Sieg Heil and to react to the phrase, "Do you want to gas the Jews?" Dankula published footage of the canine to YouTube where it went viral. Some found it funny, some didn't. Reportedly, he says the phrase "gas the Jews" 23 times, and that's the part people found offensive, and the law took issue with. According to the BBC, Meechan said the joke was the juxtaposition of having an adorable animal reacting to something vulgar. Evidently, Scottish authorities didn't find it funny, so much so they charged Dankula with a hate crime. After a 2-year court case, on Monday the judge found Dankula guilty of making a grossly offensive video that contained menacing anti-Semitic and racist material. Concerningly, the prosecution pointed out that the context of the video wasn't to be decided by Meechan, but by the court. Context is central to comedy. Dankula's joke was found to be grossly offensive under the UK Communications Act 2003, Section 127. Specifically, the law says someone is guilty of an offense that sends by means of a public electronic communications network a message or other matter that is grossly offensive or of an indecent, obscene, or menacing character, or causes any such message or matter to be so sent. What's deemed grossly offensive is left widely open to interpretation, and that's dangerous. Meechan received support from all fields, including from comedian Ricky Gervais, satirist Jonathan Pye, YouTuber Philip DeFranco, as well as writer and activist Maajid Nawaz, Infowars' Alex Jones, and also ex-English Defence League leader Tommy Robinson. The Dankula case sparked debate around free speech in the UK, but maybe the talk show host Maajid Nawaz puts it best. Speaking on Meechan's guilty verdict from last month on his UK radio show on LBC, Nawaz said the video was unfunny, but defended Meechan's right to free speech. To clamp down on free speech means thought control, because without free speech you cannot have freedom of thought, he said. He went on to say the best way to deal with offensive comedians is to not laugh at their jokes. Nawaz also pointed out that the Nazis would have acted in a similar fashion by sentencing Meechan for his joke. And they may have almost done so to another guy during World War II. In 1941, a Finn was investigated by the Nazis for insulting Hitler because his Dalmatian raised a paw whenever the dictator was mentioned. According to the BBC, his wife was anti-Nazi German. The Nazis dropped the case due to a lack of evidence.
Chinese choir falls 5 meters when stage collapses. 8 members of an 80-group choir group were rushed to the hospital after a stage collapsed beneath them during practice in the city of Beiji in China's Guizhou province on Saturday afternoon. The choir, made up of local police officials, was practicing for a singing contest in tribute to the Chinese Dream, a slogan promoted by President Xi Jinping to promote his vision for Chinese society. Members of the audience were stunned when the stage collapsed in mid-song, sending the entire choir plummeting 5 meters to the ground. The contest has since been canceled, and 2 of the 8 choir members rushed to the hospital sustained relatively severe injuries, according to Xinhua, the official Chinese news agency. The cause of the collapse is still under investigation.
Kanye says slavery was a choice and gets schooled. Kanye may be one of the best producers of all time, but he's definitely one of the stupidest humans to have ever walked this earth. Kanye West stopped by TMZ on Tuesday and gave the world a peek into the mind of a moron. While ranting about all types of nonsense, he blurted out this gem. You hear about slavery for 400 years. For 400 years? That sounds like a choice. TMZ reporter Van Lathan then called Kanye out on camera and then proceeded to drop some serious knowledge on Mr. Kardashian. Lathan stood up and said, "I think what you're doing right now is actually the absence of thought. While you're making music and being an artist and living the life that you've earned by being a genius, the rest of us in society have to deal with these threats to our lives. We have to deal with the marginalization that has come from the 400 years of slavery that you said for our people was a choice." Mr. Kim Kardashian then ran over to apologize and say sorry to Lathan for disappointing him. But honestly, what do you expect from someone that once said, "I am a proud non-reader of books"?